Will they all come back? All right, we're going to talk about a very interesting XRP conversation. All right, and we did a video a little bit earlier in the day. We talked about some very crazy, far-fetched, outlandish XRP price predictions that some AI platforms are giving out. But in this video, we're going to talk about what happens when XRP reaches $10, okay? We're going to get some expert commentary and talking about the narrative where they will all come back once XRP passes $10. Let's get into it. For those of you that are new to the channel, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and join us. We talk XRP each and every single day right here, same time, same place. So I appreciate all my returning subscribers. Also, make sure you all follow me on X. The handle is in the bottom left of your screen, also down below in the description, okay? But let's get into this conversation as we look at it. And the first way we are going to kick off this video, we're going to look at the price of XRP, okay? We are seeing a little bit of a pump. The market is up in the top 100, 1.2% up on the day for XRP, trading at $2.18. We'll kind of see how the weekend shapes out, but very good start as we've had some consecutive red days after the pillow fight between Elon and Donald Trump. So we'll see where that one goes. But as we get further into it, guys, we want to talk about kind of what we have going on. And this is this story that I want to talk about. Okay, so this was coming out from Crypto Bull, all right? And as XRP is hovering around the $2 range, and that is where I firmly look as a support level. That's where my XRP is being accumulated. Anytime we get close to dipping down to $2, I'm looking to add to my position. But as we look into what XRP has done, they've remained around $2 for a lot longer than people expected. And now looking at some historical price action, we can kind of put this one together that talking about that 5 years ago, according to Crypto Bull, many believed XRP would never reach above 50 cents again. I personally was one of those people, all right? And I don't want to say I was one of those people who thought that, but I was one of the people that were talking about it, just like Crypto Bull, you know, years ago when the SEC litigation was going on. We were here grinding each and every day, talking XRP. I've been talking XRP for over 2+ years now, over 3 years, to be honest. And as we look into this, this is kind of where you look at the sentiment very strong back in 2020. We started that bull cycle, and XRP was down, plagued around 10 cents. Okay, you could have bought XRP at 10 cents. You'd be roughly a little bit more so than a 22x right now. And that was back in March of 2020. That was the lowest price that XRP had reached after that all-time high, $3.84, just 2 days early or 2 years earlier. Okay, that was a 97% decline for investors who bought at the peak. I have a funny story about that. I was actually at the Bitcoin convention in Miami, and my Uber driver at the time knew we were there for crypto. We told him kind of what we did, and he kind of brought up the fact, said, yeah, I got kind of worked with XRP. I have a ton of XRP. I need that to do well. And he got into kind of the conversation where he got wrecked. Okay. And I think he was one of the ones that bought kind of, you know, around $3, and, you know, XRP was down around 10 cents. And I remember the conversation like it was yesterday, just kind of talking about it. Well, we'll see. We'll see. It should be back. It should be back. And now in 2025, the SEC litigation seemingly over, XRP trading over $2. A lot of people think, yeah, that's XRP's dead. But a lot of people did buy XRP at around 10 cents, just playing it on a value play, and they've made out pretty decent, okay? But as we look at this in the same year, we did climb up to 76 cents, okay? The SEC lawsuit once again wiped out all of those gains, bringing the price down to 17 cents. Now, Crypto Bull recalls this just 3 years ago, okay? That sentiment being cautious that XRP would never reach $1. However, XRP hit $1.96 in the 2021 bull run before giving up those gains. And now, as we look at those, we look at the numbers there above $2, all right? XRP is showing a lot of strength over the last 6 months. Just doesn't have to go up. Keep that in mind. All right. I've been trading crypto a long time. Strength during times of weakness. We've had a lot of bullish headlines, right? Bitcoin all-time high, over 111,000. But on the other hand, we've also had some very negative ones. Every single day seemingly looks like we have another tweet or another news headline, kind of a macro event that just takes, you know, the price of crypto into a nosedive. And this is something where we look at XRP, in my opinion, I still think they're going under the radar. I do agree with Crypto Bull. I actually kind of want to reach out to him and talk about this. But a lot of people think this may be the last time the crypto market sees near $2 once again. That's been a common theme that I have talked about on my channel. I do kind of fall in line with that and saying in a more bullish outlook. And I kind of agree with this as well, suggesting that the XRP price could rise to $10, which would represent a 3.6x from where we're at right now. Talking about kind of if we do reach this milestone, a lot of former skeptics and critics will return to the conversation once again and re-enter the market. And that would probably send XRP parabolic if it was just going to $10 based on institutional growth. And that's kind of how I want to talk about it. All right. So I made this video to just kind of bring up kind of the facts, some of the historical basis. You look back into when everybody was talking negatively about XRP. Everybody was running for the hills. Everybody was selling. Nobody was buying. The volume was dead. It was a sitting duck in the water. Now look at XRP. Okay, there's been their ebbs and flows. There's been a lot of historical trends for, against, everything working against XRP until basically right here, right now. And the storyline is still bullish. Okay, we have, excuse me, we have not even eclipsed anything from an institutional standpoint with RippleNet kind of using the actual ledger to transact. You know, I haven't used XRP personally, physically in person. Have you? No, the answer is no. Maybe a little bit of a test trial or whatever at the XRP conference, but outside of that, guys, it has not been implemented into real world applications. Okay. We still have a lot coming, RWAs, institutions, ETFs. The storyline for XRP is this is kind of the calm before the storm, okay? And I think that kind of holds true today as we look at XRP and the possibility for $10. Obviously, it's not financial advice. I'll never tell you guys to buy or sell crypto. But if you would ask me if I feel that XRP will go to 50 cents, okay, so if we're going to just kind of take this at face value, if XRP has a better chance of doing a 1/10 X or a 10X, I find myself looking at XRP doing a 10X, and that would leave us roughly around $20 versus conversely XRP going back down to 20 cents. Okay. I think that's kind of how I feel about it. All right. And like I said, it's not financial advice. I'll never tell you guys to buy or sell crypto, but right here today, I think XRP has a better chance of hitting a 20X than doing a 120X. I'm sorry, a 10X versus hitting a 1/10 X. So for me, I think we're closer to $20 than we are 20 cents. That's basically how I'm going to put a bow on it. So leave your thoughts and comments down below. Do you agree with that statement? Appreciate you all watching. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys all in the next video. Have a great rest of your weekend. Cheers.